Huh. Good evening, Wizards Nation. Had to go live for this one. We have brought back a familiar dude, Anthony Gill. This happened a couple hours ago. I just came back from work, and I was just like, you know what? I got to go live for this. So how are we feeling about this? Well, my chat's not showing up. Lord, Lord. Well, now my chat's gone. I swear, man. But yeah, man, let me go ahead and pull up the actual news. So we brought back Anthony Gill to a one-year deal. He's been with us since 2020. He spent the past 5 seasons with us. Earlier this offseason, we let go of him. We figured we need the roster spot now. We got other veterans because Anthony Gill predominantly is solely with us for, veteran leadership. Is he UNC status now? He's probably UNC status, but, it's a guy who, you need in the locker room, but a high character person. As a matter of fact, when you first let go of him, like a month ago, some of us thought, hey, he might come back as a, entry front office role. He's that highly thought of in the organization. Good character dude. But I myself kind of ruled out him coming back actually and playing for us. I was just like, we got McCollum, we got Middleton, 2 high character veterans. Why would we need to waste another roster spot for a guy who brings the same thing? Ideally you want to use it for a up and coming dude, up and coming player with promise. I mean, I'm not mad at this. My overall feelings about this is that I'm a little bit not confused. I'm 50-50 on it. Don't get me wrong. I respect Anthony Gill, and he's a good dude. But at the same time, this means that we are now at 16 NBA standard contracts, and bringing back Gill, again, respected veteran leader, means that we have to let go of 1 standard contract to reach our maximum 15. Greg Finber pointed out perfectly there was 2 guys that I was looking at too, and he brings them out too. Malachi Brown and Dylan Jones. I feel like it's going to be one of those 2 dudes is going to be probably waived. If I'm a betting dude, and I'm not, because I have an addictive personality, and if I start betting, best believe I'm going to bet this PC away too, this freaking PC. I probably think it will be Malachi. Right? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Dylan, but I think it'll be Malachi. Dylan's second year in the league. I don't know. But we also have one open 2-way spot with a Jalen Martin move. Now, so we have 2 guys on our 2-way deals with Davucevic, a.k.a. Davuch, and Jameer Watkins. Jameer, a guy who I've been claiming. I was like, let's make this dude a standard contract. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But I feel like that's going to happen more in the season. So, we have more roster moves to make. I'm assuming it's going to be one of these 2 dudes who's going to be waived, Malachi or Dylan. And also this thing too that Greg Finber pointed out, and rightfully so, but everyone's contract is fully guaranteed except for Justin Champagne's, whose contract becomes fully guaranteed on the 10th of January of next year. He says to himself he will be shocked if Champagne gets waived. I want to take it a bit. See, I'm dramatic. I want to take it a bit further. I would be shocked / surprised / I don't know. I'm already ruling that out. They gave him a contract extension. We saw the way Champagne played last year. This is a dude who I'm just like, I think Champagne, he's only 24 years old, just turned 24. If he continues to improve, would be the ideal 3-and-D wing. Like, he just reminds me of a dude who's playing on the Pacers. Champagne, I think, is a guy who's going to be in our rotation going forward. 10-man rotation. Don't sleep on Champagne, man. So, yeah, Champagne's not going anywhere. I'm saying that right now. That's just my intuition. But, no. Yeah, and Greg Finberg kind of agrees here. And this is our current roster right now. At the guard, We got Carrington, McCollum, Trey, AJ, and Bram. Wing, Middleton, Coulibaly, George, Champagny, Kispert, Riley, Whitmore, and Jones. And look at the bigs. Jassar, Bagley, and Gill. Bagley himself is injury prone. Sarr, you know what I mean? He's a guy who can, I love Sarr, but the thing that just worries me about him is just his rebounding rate. But, then we also got the Vooch on a two-way. But he's kind of like Sarr. That's a whole nother conversation. So at least Gill gives us more, depth on the front court. But, yeah, man, I keep leaning towards Bram, Malachi. Going over Anthony Gill's stats. Let me make sure I'm live. Hold on. Let me get my phone real quick. Because my chat's not showing up, man. I swear. Going over to Anthony Gill's stats right now. Looking at what's up, Ricky Daniels and McAllister Nicholas. McAllister Nicholas says, I thought this was a joke. I like Gill, but it appears that we couldn't find a better PF in the free agent market. The front office likes Gill. Yeah, the front office likes Gill. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna put the chat right here at least so I can see what's going on. Yeah, I'm not mad at this. I'm just more just like, I think this was a time where I'm just like, we can just use this roster spot for another young dude because we have high quality veterans, two of the best veterans in this league in McCollum and Middleton. Now I was thinking this. I'm gonna be straightforward. Let me go here. Shit, it's a little bit blurry. All right. Why is it blurry? I was thinking this. Who's to say? We thought about this too. McCollum gets traded at the trade deadline. He's balling. He has some value. Second round picks. Maybe they're thinking, if when McCollum gets traded, then we got another guy to kind of replace him in the vet leadership-wise in the locker room. Because y'all heard me say this, like vet leadership-wise, like that's imperative in a rebuilding team. So maybe that's what I was thinking about it, But as of right now, we got two high-quality veterans in McCollum and Middleton. Again, I'm not mad at it. I thought when we let him go, I was just like, all right. I kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like after you break up with a person, you're just like, all right, I'm moving forward. You don't want to reminisce about the past. You want to reminisce. You want to go out. You want to go out fishing. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm not mad at it. I'm honestly in the middle. But let's see here. Again, since 2020, the longest tenured Wizard. Came from overseas. 3.1 points his first year. But, this is a guy, again, just leadership. That's what he thinks. That's what he brings. I wouldn't be surprised if after he retires, they pursue him in a front office role. But, last year, 51 games, 2.5 points on 7.8 minutes. This is garbage time minutes, to be honest with you. Roland Hall says, let them go and give time to the young players. Yeah, I don't think, honestly, the reason why I'm not supremely mad about it is because Gill's not going to play over any of these young dudes. He's just going to be in the bench. He's going to be a guy, make sure morale's good. He's going to be a guy to make sure that the ship doesn't sink in a locker room. Honestly, I'm not worried about him stealing any minutes whatsoever from the young dudes. The only thing I was just thinking about was just the roster spot, but it is what it is. Good for Gill. Good for Gill. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. But I'm not in love with this either. I'm just in the middle. But anyways, 7.8 minutes. Like this is just garbage time minutes that he played last year. But I do want to read this out to y'all. This is the article that was just dropped. Oh, let me see here. Let me zoom in on this real quick. So basically, this article states that this deal is a win-win for both us and Anthony Gill. Because the new deal, Gill will earn more on a veteran's minimum contract, which is $2,677,000, than his old contract would have paid him, and the league's reimbursement policy will reduce the Wizards' salary cap hit by $2 million, equivalent to a player with 2 years of experience. So honestly, this looks like a move that when they let go of Gill earlier this offseason, they're just like, they probably told him, like, dude, there's a chance he might come back. There's a chance he might come back. And yeah, they're talking about how we're now at 16 standard contracts and we need to let go of one player. They bring up Sean Penny, but they said that they too said he should be locked, obviously. And again, Malachi or Dylan Jones, one of those two dudes are going to be let go. But yeah. Let's see here. I think they said that he was actually looking at playing overseas when we let go of him. Let's see here. Yeah. In addition, the 6'7" forward, where he was linked to multiple EuroLeague teams this summer. He's turning 33 in October, a few days before the season begins. But I'm saying, like, he was looking to go overseas, but yeah, Roland Hall says they do need them veterans at least until the All-Stars break. Jermiel says, deuces, Malachi. Yeah, I think it's Malachi, bro. I think it's Malachi. No offense to Malachi. You know what I mean? Like, we wish him well, but I think it's going to be... I wouldn't be surprised if this next move happens early next week. Yeah, early next week. But, yeah, I mean, how do y'all... On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are y'all about this move? I kind of want to get a gauge. I'm probably like at a 5.5, 6. I'm not mad. It just gives me, I guess, yeah. My overall take is it gives me, like, it gives the Wizards insurance should they trade McCollum at the trade deadline regarding the vet leadership wise, because you need that on a young. It's super. Trust me, dude. You need it at a great, like, we have a lot of young pups. You need an old dog, an unk dog to raise these puppies. And he's a good dude. He's a great veteran. Teach him the ways. Teach him the ways how to be a professional. You need that. You want to make sure. But granted, all of our young guys, they're wired straight. They all want to be great. They all want to be great, which I love. But it just has me thinking, it's like, maybe this is insurance if we were to trade McCollum. Because I think it's going to be McCollum. Unfortunately, Middleton, I don't know. I mean, if we do trade him, maybe we would absorb a bad contract considering because like Middleton, like even though he's still like effective, he's not a starter like that anymore. He's just so injury prone. So I don't know if a team will want to, like, it's McCollum. McCollum's like, I wouldn't be surprised. McCollum, y'all. Let me bring it up. McCollum averaged 20 plus last year, and somebody's gonna have to score for us again this year. McCollum might actually 21.1 points. McCollum might put up the same numbers with us. Somebody got to score. Somebody got to score. And if he is putting up these numbers at the trade deadline, even though he will be 34 at the time, he's on an expiring deal. He could help out a team in the playoffs, maybe as a sixth man or something like that. We could get a couple second round picks for this dude. And I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be surprised, y'all. That was my first thing that came to my head. I was like, oh, okay, this is probably vet leadership insurance. Yeah, McCollum's a baller, dude. McCollum is a baller. And also he's a great veteran. Him and Middleton. Yeah, he did play 56 games though. Yeah, so that's a little bit low. Lockdown Law says just give Trey Johnson the ball and get out of his way. Yeah. Jeremiah World Peace says the old vet returns. Yeah, Trey Johnson's the next star, dude. Like, I'm predicting Trey Johnson the second half of the season. If when McCollum's not here, if he's not here, that's when he's gonna make his case for Rookie of the Year. Uptown Dre says Gill is a strong 6'7". Move CJ McCollum and Middleton now ASAP. I think there's value in having those two right now. I think at the trade deadline, though, there's definitely value right now for them to because at the same time, you don't want to play 20-year-old dudes at the same time. They need a veteran out there to show them the ropes. Ideally, it would be like, one veteran and then 4 young dudes around him in the lineup, in any lineup. But let's see here. I've been on for 15 minutes. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm not mad. But look how look at our roster right now. And Gill's not a wing, by the way. He's a front court. Well, mostly front court. He can play some. Depends. But I'm saying one of these dudes. I'm saying Malachi. I'm going it. That's my final answer. Malachi. I think it's gonna be Malachi. Is gonna be waived. We got to get down to 15. It's easier to tank with 5 rookies. That's true. It is, but you need like a captain. But you need a captain. See what I'm saying? Like Anthony Gill. Like you need a captain, but a captain that you're not gonna win the race with, but a captain who's done it before. I don't know. It's like I don't know that was a horrible ass analogy. I just feel like. If 5 dudes are on the hardwood at the same time and they don't know what the hell they're doing, are you learning? Well, you're learning by trial by error. But I feel like in all the rebuilds, the successful rebuilds that I've seen, they've always had at least one veteran in each lineup to teach the young bucks the way. I don't want a G League team out there. Yeah, man. Hey, Roland, this is the last year. I'm saying it right now. This is the last year that we're gonna be ass. After this year, we will invest in veterans to help us win. Remember, we got a lot of money next offseason. I believe it's $110 million to be exact. We could have more if we trade Kispert for an expiring. Middleton and McCollum. Yeah, dude. I think Middleton and McCollum are going to be with us. And then I think trade deadline, I think McCollum's going to be traded. I think that's what's going to happen. You got to get we're not going to resign Middleton. McCollum, right? I don't think. What's the point? Maybe he gets very attached to the. I don't know. As long as we don't get boned in the draft, yeah, I completely agree. As long as we that's the most most important thing is developing the young bucks and then keeping our pick. But I feel like considering everything that Dawkins has done, it points or pivots towards the direction that they're prioritizing keeping our pick. They didn't get us bona fide center or a big in the offseason. They ended up settling for Marvin Bagley when we could have had other dudes. That's the main one that screams it. We didn't sign any other veterans besides that. We traded for Ken Whitmore. Granted, Ken Whitmore's more of a project, a guy who, he has a high upside, but, he's not established. I think they know the importance. I'm pretty sure Dawkins is just this upcoming draft lottery could change everything for us. And the fact that the video that I said that I did a couple days ago about Phoenix in the pick swap, that kind of helped us out. But honestly, I could be coping because we got wrecked in the draft lottery. I came in pretty confident in the lottery. Honestly. Sup Paprika Finesser. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just more of just like. Let me go here. He's our tank commander, Anthony Gill. Tank commander. Just make sure that, there's no fights in the locker room. Everybody gets along well. Make sure that, not a toxic environment. Just ball, work out, and learn. Man, honestly, I just keep thinking about, because in the draft lottery this year, bro, I wouldn't say I was confident. I wouldn't say I was confident, but I was getting there. We had just, with the Alex Sarr getting the second overall pick after years of being scorned. We were scoring, 4 or 5 years in a row? From 2019 of God knows when till 2023? No, yeah, Balak Coulibaly. We got scoring there. We landed 8th. The worst possible spot. We kept getting the worst possible spot, and then we finally jumped with Sarr after a year of having Dawkins' first year. I was like, oh shit, things could be changing. And then we fell to 6. And I'm not going to lie to you, a piece of me died that day. A piece of me died. But then we got Trey Johnson, who is not the 6th best player in this draft. He's better than that. We got lucky. But I'm just saying, that's why I don't want to be too, not optimistic, but I don't want to be too just oh, we're going to get a top pick. No, nothing's certain. Nothing is guaranteed, man, especially after what we just went through. But at least the Suns pick swap rights helps our odds, I guess, It helps our odds. We need another first in this draft. Yeah, I agree. We're not a destination yet. We're not. We need one more. We need one more blue chip prospect. Just one more. Because we have the rotational players. We just need one more blue chip prospect. Not a blue chip just give me a blue chip prospect. Perhaps Trey Johnson could be that. But I feel like we need one more. And then we're off and rolling. And then we're going to be attractive to free agents, in my opinion. Because we have all the dudes surrounding the blue chip, in my opinion. We do. We just need that one guy. Just one more guy. I really like the Trey Johnson pick, and hopefully he can be that guy, but he'll need somebody next to him. Maybe Sarr can be it too. Maybe. I don't know. But ideally, we need one more blue chip prospect. And then I feel like we're not just off and running, but then we can start competing at least, or signing veterans to help us start competing. Sarr just arrived. What does that mean for Vukovic? I like him a lot. Basically, what it means is that we are now at 16 standard contracts. We need to get down to 15, which means I think it's going to be either Malachi or Dylan Jones that's going to be waived. Doesn't really make any impact on the Vooch. It's more of just the guys are the standard contracts right now. And I definitely agree here with Greg Finberg. It's going to be Malachi or Dylan. Chris Senek Jr. probably will be a perfect fit, but probably be 4 or 5. Not good again. Honestly, y'all, next year's draft class, they have 3 Cooper Flags in it, in my opinion. 3 Cooper Flag prospects. Boozer, Peterson, DeBonsa. And then there's other dudes there who are just could be maybe perhaps, every year there's dudes who come out of nowhere and then they end up being a top pick. But as long as we get a top 5 pick next year, I think we'll be fine. Obviously, top three. I just want top three. See, I'm not trying to be greedy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, give me number one. No, give me a top three. And I guarantee Will Dawkins will cook with that pick. And we'll be off and running. Just give me top three. Yeah, I think we're getting our Jeremiah War Peace. I completely agree. I think we're getting our Isaiah Hartenstein type player next off season. As a matter of fact, Isaiah might be on the market next year. We might even get. I don't know. But I think we're gonna get our Isaiah Hartenstein type player next year. I think we're gonna do it. But let's see how Sarr plays at the 5 this year. I doubt we will be able to fleece anyone else like we did the Suns. Hey, man, that Suns trade, like looking back, 6 second-round picks on top of the picks. 6 second-round picks on top of the 4 pick swaps. And then not only that, we got out of the contract and we had a expiring. But then we flipped it for Jordan Poole. And then for Jordan Poole, we just basically got cap space. But, let's see here. I put all my money with the Mystics before the Wizards. I can't say anything. I don't go Mystics. I don't have time. I don't have time to follow any other sports. I just went to a Nats game today. My firm went, and Trey Johnson threw the ball out through the first pitch out the first day yesterday. I was like, fuck. I didn't get to see Trey Johnson. I come a day later, and I was looking for Trey. I was looking for Trey today. I think the Nat, we got. I mean, I don't follow baseball, but we got wrecked today. I think, everybody in the firm was pissed off. It was like 6-0 to the Athletics. But yeah, do you even watch the WNBA? The Mystics just traded away their best player. No, to be honest with you, I don't. Not because of anything, but I just watch because it's just my brain capacity is kind of like at an overload. I follow the Wizards religiously. I follow the NBA entirely religiously. I follow the Commanders religiously. You know what I mean? It's just too much. And I want to learn I want to get into Capitals. Caps games are really lively. Even though I was the only Latino dude there. I was the only Latino dude there. I was looking around. I only saw one Korean. And we nodded at each other. I was like, respect. But other than that, I was the only Latino dude there. And I felt fine. Caps games, it's so the vibes, the energy, how you feeling there. It's chilly. You know what I mean? The atmosphere is awesome. I want to learn about Cap. My firm, they're all big Caps fans. So, yeah, that's one. But honestly, even then, I keep saying that, but I'm putting it off because I don't have time. Because if I get invested, I go all in. I'm going to be straightforward. I have an addictive personality. It's either all in or nothing for me. You see, like with the NBA, Wizards, and the Commanders, I went all in. At the age of 12, I went all in, and I never looked back. And it hurt me because for years, the Commanders and the Wizards were complete ass, especially the Commanders. I went all in, and I cooked myself. But I stayed loyal. Not just me. We stayed loyal. And now we're going to reap the benefits this year. I'm telling you. Just freaking sign Terry. Jeez. That's annoying. Yeah, hockey's where it's at, man. Yeah, hockey is where it's at. My friend, we go to a hockey Capitals game at least once a year. We already went. It was earlier this year. We might go again in the fall. But yeah, man, it is freaking lit in there, boy. You get drunk. Everybody's drunk. Everybody's drunk in the hockey's game, at the Capitals game, and I love it. Even the ticket salesmen, they're a little bit buzzed. And it's fine. Everybody's just having a good time in a Caps game, man. Let's see here. They're saying Chief Willow Tree, hockey's where it's at. Bilal has no value if he's being traded. This is a big year for Bilal. I do think he has. Well, his value is to be determined. Paprika Finesser says, I think he has more than Bub, hence why I've picked him. Bub value should be lower than his at this moment. Don't sleep on Bub, man. Chief Willow Tree, what kind of firm do you work at? Law firm. Law firm. I'm locked on law too. If you get my drift. I should be locked on law. What if I change this channel to Locked On Law too? And then Locked On Law sues me, and then I sue him back. But then we go back and forth. I get rights to the... But going back to Anthony Gill, yeah, man. I'm not mad. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like supremely happy about this move. I'd probably say 5.5. Maybe 6. 6 the maximum. But I said 5.5 earlier. I don't want to backpedal with this. You know, it's just a, you know. I thought when we let him go that the only way he would come back is in a front office role. I was wrong. He came back on a standard contract, which means we're going to have to let go of somebody, probably Malachi. But, you know, and also I thought that we would use the roster space for a young buck. But, hey, you know, we have a lot of young bucks in this roster. You know, not every young buck's going to get minutes. They're all going to have to earn their minutes, which I love. But it is what it is. We go to Nats, Caps, Wizards games. We have to 3. You know, you can drink. Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, me too. Well, we don't. My firm. I'm the only dude in my firm who likes Wizards. They all hate the partners. Hate the Wizards. They hate basketball, and they shit on me because they know I'm a Wizards dude. And they're all baseball, and I shit on baseball. You know that's why. I mean, I said it in my previous stream. That's why me and baseball have a complicated relationship. What's going on over here? I get what you're saying, but I was more thinking about draft capital in order to land a trade in the future. If you start admitting you missed on your own draft picks, the owner might start questioning your ability. Did we admit that we missed? I think Bilal is still a TBD. Second year league, kind of his 3-point shot regressed, but this is a big year for him. But I'm not going to say this year for Bilal is the end-all, be-all. He was one of the youngest dudes in his draft class. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go on for a couple more minutes, and I'm going to peace out, y'all. I'm trying to keep the streams, like, below 40 minutes. I feel like, is that good with y'all? See, I don't want to have, like, I don't know, for, like, a podcast maximum is, like, 1 hour and 15 minutes. But I feel like this is not a podcast. It's just me talking, you know. So I feel like a good, because everybody, you know, because of freaking TikTok, everybody got a low attention span. So I want to keep it like, the sweet spot, 35 minutes. Is that cool with y'all? What was your first question, Paprika? My bad. Who do you think is the most likely young core to be traded? My money on Sar or Bilal just because of their value. Oh, my bad. Who do I think is the most likely core? I mean it's too early. It's way too early. Um, you're saying, I don't know, we're not gonna trade Sar. I think it's just way too early to predict. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the video I made about Bub, it's all contingent on what happens. I feel like next year, if we draft a dude who's clearly going to be the point guard of our future, does that make Bub expandable? You know what I mean? Either way, if you think about it, whoever we draft next year, if it's not a big who can play alongside Alex Sarr, he's going to come in, and this player could put the fire up anybody's ass who's with us. Like, let's say we get Debonsa. Debonsa's like for like a 3. That makes Bilal expandable. We get Peterson. That kind of makes Bub. Well, granted, Bub will be a great, guard off the bench, a 6-man player. But it kind of makes him. You know what I mean? Debonsa, Bilal, Peter. So it kind of depends on where we let. Now, if we get Boozer, you can just slide him in with the rest of our young bucks. Boozer's like the ideal, exact, perfect candidate for us because he's like to the T, perfect for this team. A great front court mate for Alex Sarr. So, let's see here. Bilal's going to crush it this year. I think the injuries the last 2 years were bad to help with the tank. Yeah, man, I'm not Bilal this year, man. Don't sleep on Bilal. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to jinx it, but Bilal this year, I think is gonna come back looking for revenge. Considering like he knows damn well. I think he said in an interview multiple times. He knows what he played, how he played last year was not up to his standard. He said that in his exit interview, I believe. Wizards definitely don't need any more wings. Yeah, we're full. We're full with wings. We got too many, front court depth, please. That's what I want. Will I be watching the FIBA friendly tomorrow? I'm going to be watching the Commanders preseason game tomorrow. We play the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots. I forgot one time. Even though the starters are not playing, Jaden Daniels is not playing. But, I'm going to be looking out for the young bucks. I'm going to be looking out for Krosky Merritt tomorrow in the preseason, a.k.a. Bill. We have 6 picks in next year's draft, 2 firsts, 4 seconds. A big is inevitable. Yeah, we got a lot of ammo. So and we all know how Dawkins rolls. If he wants you, he's going to get you. He's going to trade up to get you. Now this year we traded back. We got more ammo. And we got our same dude that looks like we were going to pick at 18. We got him at 21 with Will Riley. The more I keep thinking about that trade, the more I'm just like, Will Dawkins cooked with that one. 2 future second-round picks. And we got Jameer Watkins with that one too because we didn't have the pick number 43. So we had 3 second-round picks by moving back 3 spots. That was awesome. Awesome trade by Will Dawkins. Will Dawkins. I keep that like Adam Peters. Yeah, preseason games don't mean it. Honestly, with preseason games, man, just don't get injured. Just don't get injured. That's like the most. Obviously, get for the young bucks, get reps, get your reps in, but get your snaps in, but don't get injured. That's the most important thing about preseason. How did the Wizards get an extra first round pick next year? We got it with the Reggie Jackson trade. We got the first round pick of 3 teams, the worst first round pick of 3 teams, the OKC, I believe Houston, and the Clippers, which most likely is going to be OKC, which means we're going to have a low first round pick next year. A low, it's probably 28 to 30, but still first round pick. All right, yo. I think I'm gonna call it. Thank you very much for everybody for joining the stream. Anthony Gill, he's a good dude. It just kind of hints to me that he's insurance for vet leadership. Insurance. for maybe a trade in the trade deadline. And I'm looking at McCollum. Let's see. I'm going to read out the last questions. Is Will Dawkins or Michael Winger the big decision? I think they're... Will Dawkins definitely for the draft. Winger's like the... If I'm not mistaken, he's the president, right? Let's see here. Yeah, he's the president. But it's Will Dawkins. Will Dawkins is the one that cooks. But yeah, man, thank you very much, everybody, for joining the stream. Truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. I'll see y'all. I think I'm going to drop a video tomorrow. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow, so I have to do something. All right, man. Thank you, Uptown Dre, Paprika, everybody, Styrofoam, Jeremiah, everybody. Take care, everybody. Go Wizards. There's a move. I'm predicting the move's going to be happening maybe early next week. We're going to waive one of these two dudes. I'm thinking Malachi. But yeah, peace, everybody. Take care. Oh, shit. See, like my freaking mouse froze.